Great news. I stopped by the courthouse this morning and got a copy of our property map. The tree definitely belongs to Mr. Barton, and it is his responsibility to remove it.
Play it safe. Stick with the curse.
Oh, Mom. Well, I've stayed with you all these years.
Ladies. Like the night hostess at Denny's.
Miserable our entire lives.
I never heard of such a thing.
You never heard of anybody hating their sister?
Never. Maybe it's Southern.
Sleeping with your brothers is Southern. Dust, Rose, dust. We're running out of time.
Sophia, if you hated your sister, would you clean the house?
I'd put Vaseline on the tips of her walker. Well, they cleaned me out, took everything I owned. All I have is what I have on.
They took your clothes?
My clothes, my shoes, girdle, everything. Thank God I'm insured.
Ma, why in the world would they want your clothes?
Who knows? Short girl robber, travels a lot, likes strip drive. It's okay, I'm thrilled. I hated my clothes. I need new clothes.
Help me make up my mind about our relationship. I'm going to keep seeing you. If we actually care about each other, we can lick any problem, big or small.
What's going on?
Oh, Rose has decided to keep on seeing Jonathan.
Fine. We're all adults here. Let the man out of the pillowcase. We don't mind if he sleeps over. Blanche, go boil some water and get me a pillow. Rose, sharpen my Ginsu knife. Dorothy, pick out a shoe you'd like to bite on.
You're not serious.
No, I'm just acting as stupid as you are.
All right. All right, I'll go back. Oh, you always win, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah, you're awfully good at this.
I'm the best.
That first time, did you have...
Are you serious? Why, many times that first time. Many, many times.
You did?
You didn't?
No. Oh, it was nice. I mean, being near Charlie was nice. But it was 5 years before I knew what made your eyes go back in your head.
Blanche here decided differently.
Oh, Blanche, how could you?
Well, I don't know what all the fuss is about. It wasn't an official date. They just went to the symphony. Besides, I heard them come in hours ago.
I think I'll go say goodnight to Bridget.
Oh, honey, would you bring me back my heating pad? It's on my dresser.
Sure.
Oh, Dorothy, do you realize it has been 4 days since I have enjoyed the company of a man?
I know, Blanche. I've been marking the days off on my big ships of the Navy calendar.
It's kind of light and wimpy, but it is snow.
Oh, White Christmas in Miami? Can you beat that?
Oh, this calls for some Christmas music.
Let's go surfing.
I think I pushed the wrong button.
Rose, don't worry about it. Somehow, this Christmas it fits.
Loading up our woodies with the boards inside.
And Angela, honey, wouldn't you like to lie down? You've had a long trip.
I don't want to lie down. I just got here.
Oh, I always get tired after a long trip. I remember one time Daddy took the whole family cross-state on our tractor to visit great-grandfather Zigbarton. Great-grandpa Ziggy was a famous inventor. He developed the first, and to my knowledge, the only low-voltage meter that could detect what kind of a center a piece of candy had.
Haha, birthday list. That Bobby is 7, Jeannie is 9, and Dorothy is...
I'll punch your heart out, haha.
Dorothy is the oldest! And as the oldest, you get to lead the birthday parade! Here is your parade leader's hat. Mr. Music, if you...
I'll show you an old Sicilian trick. This is how I grew up poor and managed to eat in the best restaurants in all of Italy. Watch. Look, learn.
Oh.
It's awful. Swill.
Is there a problem?
You're supposed to take off your socks before you step on the grapes. Taste this.
What a beautiful little thing.
Yes. What is it, Rose, a boy or a girl?
Of course.
I mean, is it Francis as in Francie or Francis as in Frank?
I don't know. It's wearing yellow.
We could find out, Rose.
Oh.
Put on the Dolphins game and see if it watches by looking, Rose.
I insist. All I need is a little more spunk. Imagine finding that carving in here. Kitchen, bedroom. I knew it was a room I was good in.
Oh, how could George betray me this way? Damn it, those wedding vows were sacred to me. Well, they must have been. I turned down hundreds, thousands of offers. Teachers, doctors, astronauts. I even said no to a journalist famous for his work on 60 Minutes. Now, if that's not fidelity, I don't know what is.
There was a time in my life when I wanted to leave St. Olaf. I just didn't feel it was big enough for me. I had my eye on the Great White Way. So I went to St. Gustav, the city that never naps. That first night I walked around in amazement. They had their own photomat. Of course, it wasn't as large as the photomat you see today.
Insults from Lyle Waggoner, huh? How many gold records do you have?
None. I was never married.
Put 'em up.
Oh, now this is ridiculous. Look, I do not want two grown men fighting over me.
Pussycat, how many chances are you gonna get?
Proceed.
Sophia?
You kids have fun tonight?
Oh, did we ever. There's this sewing shop on 4th Street, and in the back they got this thimble museum I've always wanted to go to. You know, you could put in a thimble what most people know about thimbles. Well, no, that's not mine. They tell that one down at the Thimble Museum.
You actually had a good time at a thimble museum?
It was so-so.
The best thing that could happen to a woman.
The circus is in town.
No, Rose. No. It's about Stan.
Well, I was close.
Stan asked me to marry him.
And?
And I accepted.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
Well, I sure as hell do group hug.
Wrong.
No. I just don't see why you have to feed her when you come to visit me at the museum. You don't see me taking out my breast in public. A lot.
I'd love to stay and argue with you, but I have to go.
Well, you know how much I want to be with Oreo, but...
Stan came to me as a needy person. I've shown him that he can be happy with an inanimate object. In other words, Stan, you are now an independent person. You don't need this monkey.
Wait a minute, Doc. You're not thinking about taking away Fifi, are you?
Okay, maybe I jumped the gun here.
Not having read Monkey Love, Doctor, how many of your patients don't get off the monkey?
Over half. But the monkey keeps getting smaller until ultimately it's the size of a keychain.
I thought the two of you would like some nice, cool lemonade.
Marvin is married to Sarah.
You don't get any lemonade.
I didn't mean to just blurt it out, but I can explain. And I know you and your daughter must have a lot of questions.
You bet we do. And by the way, Dorothy's not my daughter. She's my lesbian lover.
Dorothy, I want you to meet our attorney, Tracy. Tracy, this is Dorothy.
Heidi-ho.
Heidi-ho. Stanley, forgive me, but I don't think I'm willing to trust my future to this girl, knowing her only qualification is that you were able to pick her up in a bar.
I did not pick her up.
Struck out?
Boy, do you know me or what?
Listen, Rose, if you're not doing anything right now, why don't you come with me to career day at school? And after I finish speaking, we can go out shopping for a gift for Miles.
You're speaking at career day?
Yeah, not that I want to. They have me working in the careers and teaching booth. Oh, Miles is going to be there too, speaking about teaching in college.
Oh, speaking at career day is quite a responsibility. I still remember career day back in St. Olaf.
So, this is heaven.
Sophia! Sophia!
Hey, who's that? Who's calling me?
It's me. You know.
Oh, Sal, is that you? Could it possibly be you? Oh, Sal, please prove to me it's you.
You dirty rat! You killed my brother!
Sophia?
Dorothy, do you hear a dog howling?
Behave yourself. Hello, Mr. Weinstock.
Oh, my goodness, as I live and breathe.
Unfortunately.
You're little Dorothy Petrillo.
That's right.
You haven't changed a bit. Same gorgeous smile, pretty eyes, beautiful figure, long golden blonde hair.
You have cataracts, don't you, Mr. Weinstock?
Dorothy, am I showing too much cleavage?
Yes.
Then I'm ready for him too.
Ladies, the motorcade is running late. Now, the president won't actually be coming into the house. He'll just be at the door for a photo opportunity. So, Mrs. Devereaux, you might want to cover up.
I love that woman. She was the best, which is why she deserved a better husband instead of a miserable, no-good, low-life sleazeball.
Sophia, if you knew now what I knew then, so what?
If you've got something to say, spit it out, Weinstock.
Don't push me or I will.
Rose, I think he's referring to autumn. Donald, maybe we better go.
You know, Rose, we have a special section set aside for local artists. When you finish the series, maybe we could hang them in the museum.
Wow, hanging in the museum? Well, none of my relatives ever hung in a museum. Oh, wait, Uncle Gustav.
If you'll excuse me, I just want to fix my face.
Oh, I don't know whether you've noticed, but women usually do this in pairs.
Sophia, am I the only one who feels like ripping her clothes off and doing the hokey pokey?
No, Rose, I think they're just waiting for someone to get them started.
Oh, what a beautiful wedding, and Ma, nothing went wrong.
A curse doesn't work at a church. Too many statues. Give it time.
Is it just me, or did anybody else notice the buns on that priest?
Besides, there's no ID in here. Now, what if we put a notice in the newspaper, and after a certain amount of time, if nobody claimed the wallet, then we could...
Split it. Then we could split it. I know that is what I would want people to do if I lost my wallet.
Sure.
Hold it. In the meantime, who's going to keep the money? I don't know you well enough to trust you. And her I know. So we got a problem.
Well,
Blanche, don't you think you should talk to her? She's still your sister.
No, my sister has turned into a deceitful old woman whose only pleasure is in hurting people. No offense, Sophia.
None taken. Slut. Everywhere we went, something bothered her. We showed her the mall.
She said we live in a plastic society with no soul. This was after I bought her beef sticks and spreadable cheese from Hickory Farms. You went to my mother's room in the middle of the night?
Many, many times, 2 or 3 times a week. And she was always so kind and comforting.
I don't understand. Every time I'd knock on her door late at night, she'd say, "Not now, I'm watching Bob Costas."
Sophia doesn't have a TV in her room.
I know.
Well, Rose, you want to go see a movie tonight?
Well, actually, I'm expecting an old boyfriend from high school. His name's Buzz Mueller, and I haven't seen him in 40 years. But if this really bothers you...
Oh, no. I totally understand. Well, it's too bad. I was going to take you to see Henry V.
Well, it's just as well. I always think by the time they get to number 5, those sequels get pretty predictable.
I've been going through my diaries. Just listen to this. March 3rd, 1967. George, just back from Dallas, surprised me with the most beautiful diamond earrings. I love him so much it takes my breath away. Ours is a love so pure, so complete, it'll outlast time itself. I'll have the earrings appraised next week.
Quelle surprise.
Don't I know it? They asked me to name the 7 dwarfs, and I did. But evidently I didn't name the 7 they had in mind.
Rose, hand me that newspaper.
No, you're going to hit me with it.
No, I won't.
You promise?
I promise.
I remember when my mother-in-law came to stay with Sal and me when we were first married. For 2 months, Dorothy, your father and I didn't have sex.
Why not, Ma?
She slept in between us. It was a very small place. Have you ever seen an Italian after he's gone without?
No.
That's because your father was the only one.
I don't think I've ever been so scared in all my life.
You know what I do when I'm scared?
You toss your cookies.
I mean, besides that, I sing.
You what?
A lullaby my mother used to sing to me when I was a little girl. So when I'm scared or alone, I sing it, and it gives me courage.
No song is going to help me.
Over there.
And that big old window I used to look out of?
Oh, Ma, I remember when I was a little girl playing out in the street. I can still hear your voice. Dorothy, fix your dress. The whole neighborhood can see your business. Why don't we talk to your doctor and see what he has to say?
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't remember half these photos. I don't remember Brooklyn. I don't even remember you going off to your senior prom.
Ma, I never went to my senior prom.
Actually, I did remember that, but why should I be the only one here to feel like crap?
The faucet is dripping. I know it's going to keep me up all night. Then I'll be tired from my crummy job tomorrow. Life is a swirling eddy of despair. I mean, I can't believe that something as insignificant as a leaky faucet could bring all these bad thoughts about myself.
It's a very serious thing, Dorothy.
Mom, what can I do about it?
Try changing the washer.
Look, joining a group, particularly a group like this, just isn't my thing.
I see. So your thing is sitting on the sidelines and playing the cynic, bursting a child's balloon so that he'll learn about the harshness of life early, pointing out what's wrong with the world rather than what's right about it.
That sounds good. Where can we sign up for that group?
Rose. Oh, Rose.
Blanche, what's wrong?
I never finished reading this letter from Merrill till just now. Read that last paragraph.
My sentence has been overturned on a technicality. I'm getting out on the 21st. Now, finally, we can make all our dreams come true.
You buy for
Blanche.
Okay, thanks, Dorothy. This really was a good idea. I don't want to spoil the surprise, but in a couple of weeks, Someone in this room is going to know how to yodel.
2, 4, 6, 8. All us girls are 3 months late. That was wonderful, Foreign.
Didn't hurt him half as much as when you were 18. Went off to Europe with that guy, Phil.
It was Philippe. And Big Daddy understood how romantic it was to go live in Copenhagen with a tortured painter.
He painted houses, Blanche.
I was really very good. You know, I'd get up there and tell a few jokes about the teachers, about the cafeteria food. Ma, do you remember, you call this tapioca?
Timeless.
In her all too infrequent letters, Blanche has spoken of you both in glowing terms. I feel real lucky to get the chance to know you personally.
Why, thank you, kind sir.
You'll have to excuse Rose. Every time a man speaks Southern at her, she goes all stupid. What is his temperature, Blanche?
I do not know, Dorothy. Even with perfect eyesight, nobody can read one of these things.
My God, it's 103.2.
Just 2? Well, that's tough. I'd feel guilty if I didn't invite my 2 best friends, Dorothy and Blanche. But would it be okay if Jesus stopped by for dessert?
I'm so frazzled I find myself sneaking into the washroom to make balloon giraffes. Dorothy, I really need for you to understand this. I've been thinking a lot lately. I think we're in this for the long haul. Dorothy, I think this is going to be a very serious relationship.
Let's face it, honey. Companies are not falling all over themselves to hire women your age.
I wonder why it is people don't like to hire older women.
Probably makes them feel uncomfortable. You know, they feel like they're bossing their mothers around. Ma, stop that! It's understandable. Hungry or suicidal?
It's not easy being the mother of a child with her own free will.
I knew I felt the refrigerator open. What's wrong? You've been upset all day.
It's Rebecca. I just don't understand.
Why didn't somebody tell me it was dinner time?
With exhaustion. I suppose all the greats knew this feeling. And the thing is, after all this, I've decided not to sell my book. It's too good to sell. They can publish it after I'm dead, like Vincent van Gogh.
I think it's the pimento that really sets it off.
Hello, Elliot. I'm so sorry I'm late.
All right, but we should be going.
Girls, if I'm not back by Christmas, someone take my mother to midnight mass.
There's something about that man I don't trust. I can't put my finger on it.
I can. He's a lech.
No, that isn't it.
Rose? I'm not getting a clear picture on that. However, I do know that Jackie O will tie the knot again
Oh,
with...
thank you very much, Miss Dixon. Enjoy the wedding.
Rose, what's the matter?
Oh, I don't know. I'm so confused, Jonathan. You see, do you mind? We'd like to talk in private.
Why are we in the dream in the first place if she's throwing us out?
A man's career is at stake.
Well, so is mine, not to mention my dignity.
I'm sorry. Look, I really am. I'd like to help you. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do.
But that's not fair.
Miss Devereaux, life is not fair. I should know. I'm 43 years old, and until today, I never even heard of 7B.
Well, I've known about it for some time. And as far as I'm concerned, you can go do it to yourself. Oh, I see you two are getting acquainted.
Yes, I'm just going to take my stuff to my room. It's that second on the left down the hall there.
Dorothy, the second on the left is mine. Blanche had promised it to me.
Blanche promised it to me too, didn't you, Blanche?
Whoops.
Oh, great, great. What are we supposed to do now?
Back in Minnesota, we'd settle this kind of a dispute with some good-natured log rolling.
Sorry, Rose, my log is in the shop.
Hi, Dorothy.
Oh, hi, Ma. Oh, why are you wearing a raincoat? It's 80 degrees outside.
I had a chill.
I have another question. Are you wearing a saber under your coat?
Yeah, I think it is. I'll see you later.
Ma, take off the coat.
Personal Wiedenfrugen.
Can one woman do that for another?
Only if they're the same height. What the hell is a Wiedenfrugen?
Wiedenfrugen. It's a personal servant. It's the only way to make up for something like this. Oh, we've done it in my family for years. Ever since Uncle Ben lost Lars Olson's artificial leg.
Oh, girls, let me tell you this wonderful idea I had. When I was a little girl, my mama told me my destiny. She said, Peacock. That was my nickname, Peacock. You are destined for great things.
Why Peacock?
Because I was so beautiful. Anyway, she said,
I don't find peacocks so beautiful. They've got skinny necks.
You know, I have been practicing law for many, many years. It has always amazed me how little my job actually had to do with justice. This stuff sounds a little better when you've got lapels and a vest.
Then I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, give my love to Blanche. Bye-bye. I hate lying. It goes against my nature. I guess that's because growing up in St. Olaf, one day every year they gather all the children who lied in the town square and the mayor would point at them.
yeah, well, if it makes him happy. If everything's as bad as he thinks it is, he wants to put a pacemaker in me.
Everybody's got a nickname for it.
I don't think I've ever been so scared in all my life.
You know what I do when I'm scared?
You toss your cookies.
Stanley and I have disagreement.
Oh, what about?
He saw himself as human being. I disagreed. The man is pig. He charged me rent. His own cousin.
I can believe that.
His rates are reasonable, but the way he nickels and dimes you on the extras.
No, you're right. Stan is a lazy, disgusting, sorry excuse for a man.
Now I stay here with you.
On the other hand, I hear he just got cable.
Max Weinstock and my late husband Salvador were in the restaurant business together in Brooklyn. They had known...
No, what's the matter?
Esther Weinstock is dead. We grew up together. She was my best friend.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What happened?
She was fighting an oil rig fire in the Gulf of Mexico. She was 88.
Well, it's great that she was able to work right up to the end. Bingo. Much as I love you, little guy, we've got to do what's best for you. I wish I knew what to say to make leaving easier. You know, I used to have a little dog just like you back in St. Olaf.
She said St. Olaf, Bingo. I told you that's the attack command.
My daughter's checking me into a lovely retirement home called Shady Pines.
That's great. Come on out to the lanai and I'll give you the lowdown on Shady Pines. You know, who does what for cigarettes?
Look who's here!
Blanche. Oh, my goodness. I haven't been hugged so much since VE Day, which was kind of tricky because, as you know, we lost.
Angelo, you're even handsomer than you were your last visit.
Thank you. I've been plucking, eh? See, I got 2 eyebrows now.
My God, she is Henny Penny.
I beg your pardon?
Frank Nan, Rose Nyland. Rose, my entire cast has been quarantined. We're in a real bind. How would you like to play Henny Penny?
Well, I have enjoyed playing a hand in the past.
Fill us in. Parade, honeymoon, or religious ceremony?
Theater. The St. Olaf Masquer's production of Hamlet. Jerry, I'd like you to meet my roommate, Blanche Devereaux. And Blanche, this is...
Oh, but you don't have to tell me. From the Gulf Coast to the Atlantic, from the Keys to the Okefenokee, with the 11 o'clock news, this is Jerry Kennedy.
Well, I'm flattered.
From the pit of my stomach to the porcelain of the bowl.
Walk her after her second meal, and don't give her anything liquid after 10.
Hey, what is this? You're talking about me like I'm an animal. You've been with a man, haven't you?
Honey, tell Rose goodbye for me, will
Have
you?
a wonderful time. And listen, don't forget to moan. Helps keep a man focused.
Oh, God.
Just like that.
I can't meet my roommates. Blanche, Rose, my mother, Sophia, Malcolm Gordon.
Yeah, of course, Mrs. Petrillo.
We met before. You were having a problem with my son, Phil.
Oh, right, the problem with the dress code.
I still don't understand the problem. He was wearing a dress.
My goodness, you're as cute as Dorothy said you'd be. That never happens. Uncle Lucas is nothing of the sort. Dorothy, he is so excited about this date because I gave him a full description of you.
Well, I can understand that. I mean, women like me don't grow on trees.
Too bad. We could use the shade.
Anyway...
Wait a minute. Rose, if you were fourth, how were you chosen valedictorian?
The same way every high school chooses the valedictorian. We drew straws.
And you picked the biggest one?
I don't like to brag. Anyway, the topic of my speech was there's a big world out there, but you have to change buses in Tyler's Landing if you want to see it.
Ma, you made that up.
Sophia, we're not talking about them anyway, but we're talking about the aliens from outer space.
Oh, those aliens. Get out, both of you.
Dorothy, now have a heart. Rose and I rented that movie Aliens, and it just scared us half to death.
Scared me, too. That Sigourney Weaver's a sweet girl, but she really shouldn't go without makeup.
Danny, you're still a funny guy. You got a sense of humor still, eh? He still make you laugh like he used to?
Well, not really. But then again, I haven't seen him naked lately.
Well, of course, if you'd rather not come, we understand.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll find something on the menu. I just enjoy being out with you guys. Come on.
Dorothy, I'm getting tired of dating your mother.
I promise this is the last time this will ever happen.
Okay.
Coming, Ma.
Just one more thing.
What is it?
When we are through with dinner and she begins to pick her teeth...
I promise. I'll ask her to keep them in her mouth.
Dorothy, am I showing too much cleavage?
Yes.
Then I'm ready for him, too.
Ladies, the motorcade is running late. Now, the president won't actually be coming into the house. He'll just be at the door for a photo opportunity. So, Mrs. Devereaux, you might want to cover up.
Hello, Mr. Weinstock.
Oh, my goodness, as I live and breathe.
Unfortunately.
You're little Dorothy Petrillo.
That's right.
You haven't changed a bit. Same gorgeous smile, pretty eyes, beautiful figure, long golden blonde hair.
You have cataracts, don't you, Mr. Weinstock? It's quite good. It's an interesting primitive. In fact, it makes me think of Grandma Moses.
She must have been pretty strong to do the work of a Clydesdale.
You really can't blame her, Donald. She doesn't work in a museum the way we do.
Care to dance?
Love to.
Can you believe that?
Was that worth waiting 70 years for or what? I love it. The Montecavallo curse is finally kicking in. Vengeance is mine. Do you think they'll let us take home the centerpieces?
You hear that, Dorothy?
You're trying too hard, Blanche.
Well, you hurt me with what you said. Oh, Dorothy, let me get you somebody hot off my A-list. Somebody tall, good-looking, goes with everything.
Doug?
How about an ex-race car driver? Speaks 5 languages, has 3 car dealerships. Has a slight limp so he can only dance in a circle, but that works at a wedding. That does look a little bit like Sophia's wallet.
It's a man's wallet. Now, did either of you see who did drop it?
Afraid not, no.
There's over $2,000 in here. Whoever lost this must be frantic. I think we should turn it into the lost and found.
Wait a minute. You're going to give that kind of money to a guy who makes $2 an hour watching umbrellas?
Well, I guess we'll see each other at the book signing.
Oh, I meant to ask you, by any chance, do you happen to know what happened to Big Daddy's pocket watch? Virginia says you took it after the funeral.
That pocket watch meant so much to me.
Big Daddy promised that watch to me.
In writing?
It was in the will.
Is this the same will where he promised the summer house to Gopher from Love Boat?
Good morning, lady.
Well, good morning, Miles. How was the bird watching?
Oh, Blanche, it was thrilling. Have you ever seen a purple martin early in the morning?
Yes, I have. Martin Gelman, Mr. Watch Me Leapfrog over this parking meter.
I knew I never should have gotten involved in this mother-daughter pageant. I just wish I'd known how to say no to it.
I know what you mean. I should have said no to the Miss St. Olaf beauty pageant. It was 1951. That was the first year they let humans enter, too.
Ma, not now. Blanche's doctor wants her to go back to the hospital for more tests.
It makes sense, just to be on the safe side.
Oh, well, of course it does. I mean, what kind of doctor would he be if he didn't want to check out everything?
Yeah, well, if it makes him happy. If everything's as bad as he thinks it is, he wants to put a pacemaker in me.
Everybody's got a nickname for it.
Stupid, Ma. This was one of your favorite pictures. Oh, Pop looks so proud.
The idiot's dressed like an organ grinder.
Yes, he is. Remember, we had no money, and he refused to go on assistance. He vowed that he would take any job to feed his family, and we had meat on the table every night. I don't know how he did it on 10 cents a day. Where's the monkey?
Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Melanie.
You're special.
You're nuts.
Actually, we're not newcomers. We're just observing.
You must have a fear of committing.
She had no problem committing me. Oh, yeah? Then why does your brother Phil's poodle like to wear that tutu and hop around on his hind legs?
Oh, come on, Ma. I mean, Phil would look pretty stupid doing that by himself.
Okay, I buy for Dorothy.
Oh, yes.
Boy, Blanche, I didn't realize you were such a big spender.
Go ahead, Dorothy, you go.
Okay, I buy for Ma.
Yes!
Where were you, Blanche? He wanted you.
He did not sound that sick on the phone. Besides, I told him I would be here to see him soon. And don't you get so righteous with me. There were plenty of times when you weren't there for him.
What are you talking about?
Always trying to make me out to be the inconsiderate one. I remember when you were 16 and didn't come home for Father's Day.
I was away at school.
Oh, yes, the Good Samaritan Academy for the knocked up.
Rose, you don't even like bringing me my slippers.
No, I'm going to get him a new pet to replace his. His dog lifted his leg on an electric fence. Poor Sparky.
Honey, you always did look pretty when you held your breath.
Jamie!
Well, Dawn, why do you look so stricken? It can't be because Mother's dead. You two could never stand the sight of each other.
I had forgotten how much you look like George, how much you sound like him.
Oh, I can't help it. I'm his brother. Aren't you going to introduce me?
Too.
What is it, Blanche?
Oh, I can't quite make it out. I think my eyes are tired.
Your eyes are old. Blanche, when are you going to admit you need glasses?
I do not need glasses. My mother didn't need glasses till the day she died. And then it seems silly.
I'm just not smart enough to keep up.
Oh, now, Rose, that is not true.
It is, and you know it. I've never felt like this before. I was one of the smartest people in St. Olaf.
Rose, well, come on in. You're missing all the fun. I'll bet you probably thought that a party full of college professors would be stuffy, but not this one.
You're a college professor?
Well, what did you think I meant when I said I taught Hemingway?
I thought you were old.
Don't make fun, Dorothy. This is the 5th Friday night in a row I haven't had a date.
Honey, you're just in a little slump.
Is that what this is? I've never been in one before. Well, it feels like hell. Dorothy, how do you go through this for years at a stretch?
I have compassionate friends around me.
Oh? It's just that I've come to a major decision.
Oh?
And it's a decision that affects both of us.
Oh?
Sit down. Close your eyes and I'll give you a hint.
Okie dokie.
Hi, Sophia. Boy, I tell you, there is nothing more invigorating than spending a little time on a boat.
Oh, yeah? Not when I sailed to America. Picture it. There we were, a tired, poor, huddled mass, eating marinara sauce out of a can. It was hell. And the entertainment? Some guy from Palermo forgot his accordion, so he sat around singing O Sole Mio while squeezing a monkey.
Thanks for the suggestion, Sophia, but there's really nothing Enrique Mas can do. They have the legal right to cut off the pension. No, I'll just have to get out there tomorrow and start looking for a job.
Be sure you dress youthfully.
How come?
You're old.
Look, Blanche, what Rebecca is doing is really not so terrible. I mean, look, among the 4 of us, each of us conceived our children in a different way. I was totally unconscious. When I came to, there was Stan, carving a notch in his dashboard.
I never bought that unconscious story.
I swear, he must have slipped me something.
Apparently.
So this is the thanks I get for all those cold nights when you were a baby crying? And I'd have to get up out of bed and grope around in the dark for my slippers and robe, make my way all the way downstairs and scream for the governess.
Dorothy, how come we never bond?
We're from before bonding and quality time. We're from when people stayed together because they had no choice.
My God, I'm hallucinating. I see little balls of sunshine in a bag. Does this mean something?
Those are your egg yolks, Blanche?
My brain's gone.
Too old for you.
Has he been your doctor ever since you were little?
He's not my doctor. He's my friend.
Oh.
Oh, Oliver. The bottle, please. Oh, thank you, dear.
Listen, Harry. Thank you. Thank you. I can't tell you what it means to have someone like you believe me.
Give me that. That's not his. He had Buddy Klein do it for him.
Fluffy, I'd give to him.
You'd give what to Fluffy?
My kidney.
Oh, come on, Rose. You'd give a kidney to a dog.
Absolutely.
So he could whiz on your rug?
I would give to him because of everything he gave to me. He was loving, he was loyal, he was fun. He never left my side.
I wish my ex had been like Fluffy.
What do you think?
I can't decide.
Oh, honey, trust me, Martinique is perfect. It has everything. And all the men speak French.
What do the women speak?
Rose, honey, everybody speaks French.
Well, then we can't go there. I don't know any French.
Oh, honey, don't worry. All you need to know are two phrases. Yes and no, your roommate can't watch. What do you mean?
Girl's a slut.
That's not what I meant, exactly. No, she's going to the Bahamas with the college interviewer she met this afternoon. This is the second man she's gone away with since she arrived yesterday. He didn't want it. He said there's a nick in it. We have to have a return policy.
Oh, girls, listen, let's face it, all that so-called junk out there has too many fond memories for all of us. We're never going to be able to part with it.
Yeah. We might just as well call this whole garage sale off.
And kiss our new TV goodbye. Isn't that right, Mr. Longfellow?
Yes, it is.
Please! Oh, I'm glad everybody's still up. I just had a terrific idea.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I've been reading and rereading Isaac's letters, and I've finally decided to tell him I want to meet him.
But you said you wouldn't.
Well, I know what I said, but that was because I never believed I'd find such a special man.
What makes you think he's special? I mean, you hardly know him.
Unlike an incident which occurred between my sister Virginia and me when we were in high school. Now, can you believe that one's very own sister could seduce her sibling's boyfriend on the eve of that sibling's senior prom?
Virginia did that to you.
No, I did that to Virginia. She deserved it. She borrowed my saddle shoes without asking. What are you looking at? She scuffed those shoes. I hardly left a mark on that boy.
Shop, have lunch, some play golf, some have affairs.
Which ones are having affairs?
Oh, I don't know.
Come on, I'll never tell.
The ones who are happy for no apparent reason. George, my life is empty.
Why don't you get a job?
Well, you know, I was thinking of that. I could go back to show business.
Renee, you were the legs in the dancing cigarette box.
But he loved me. I brought joy to people.
You sold cigarettes. You brought cancer to people.
Conceived on special St. Olaf holidays. Adam was conceived on the day of the Princess Pig when they had the pig crowning. And Janella was conceived on Hay Day. That's the day we St. Olafians celebrate hay.
Rose, do you think you could wrap this up before Rebecca goes into labor?
Then there was the day of the wheat when everybody came to town dressed as sandwiches.
I'm over here, Blanche.
Oh! Sorry about that. Hi!
Hi, Blanche. How are you?
Oh, never mind me. How about you?
Coming along. The doctor told me to keep my life nice and dull. No more excitement for a while. Oh, by the way, thanks for the flowers.
It was the least I could do.
I thought so, too.
You went to my mother's room in the middle of the night?
Many, many times, 2-3 times a week. And she was always so kind and comforting.
I don't understand. Every time I'd knock on her door late at night, she'd say, "Not now, I'm watching Bob Costas."
Sophia doesn't have a TV in her room.
I know.
And listen, what the hell, if we do have to go to a nursing home, let's all go together.
But what happens when there's only one of us left?
Don't worry, I can take care of myself.
Easy, easy. Ma, that's my best china. You got it for me when I got married. You remember?
Who could forget? I carried it all the way from Sicily.
Ma, I'm not going to put on a suit and a tie. Are you satisfied, Blanche? My mother wants to date me.
I suppose that's my fault, too.
Well, you have been giving out some very bad advice lately. I haven't had such bad advice since my drama teacher told me I'd be perfect for the lead in The King and I. So Stupid here shaves her head and doesn't get the part. And I remember I said, well, couldn't this wait just a minute? I'm reading to the blind.
That's enough, Rose.
Oh, but it's so golden.
Let it go. Come on, let it go. Let it go, you loser! Thank you, Rose Nyla. Let's give her a big hand.
Girl, she was this morning. She was just smiling and smiling and smiling. I know sometimes it's just gas, but she was so cute.
How's Sophia?
Well, she's over that crazy idea about Sicily, but she's still very concerned about going to jail.
Well, who wouldn't be? It's a terrifying prospect to think about. Prison, the coldness of it, the steel bars, the wedges of cheese hanging overhead.
Now look, you have to discover the sensuality of baseball. There are just many, many, many similarities between baseball and making love. The mental preparation, the rush of adrenaline, the unspecified duration of the game.
And you should hear the cheers coming from Blanche's room on Old Timers Day.
I was finally rid of Dan. I felt good about my sister being back, and now this. How am I supposed to cope with this?
Believe me, Dorothy, it won't happen again.
Right, it was a mistake. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Okay, we had a slip up here, but better in the first 2 years of the separation than later. Stan, you have to try again. Dorothy, if you need to talk about how you feel, I'm always here for you. And half price because of the Dan and Martha thing.
Do you believe they gave us the same table?
Well, why would they seat us separately?
I mean the same table as last time.
Oh, of course, silly me. Oh, and look, even the same chairs.
Blanche, I have a confession to make. It's not easy, but something happened over there and I think you should know about it.
Well, I did keep pretty well up with what went on over there. I saw Schwarzkopf on the Bob Hope special.
Dorothy, get some sleep. You're being too intense here. Don't you remember that spelling bee in second grade? You beat all the kids so bad, they wouldn't invite you to any birthday parties.
Ma, that had nothing to do with the spelling bee. The kids were just jealous of me. Jealous. J-E-A.
All right.
Besides, Ma, all that studying paid off.
Oh, yeah, paid off. You got knocked up in high school.
Miles and I always make love with the lights off.
Always?
Always. Well, except for the time we were listening to this concert on radio. And when the applause started, his clapper went crazy.
Thanks, Rose. This is my little brother, Ted.
Charmed, I'm sure. Oh, there's my new Vanity Fair.
He just flew in from Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, Minnesota?
No, Rose, Minneapolis, France.
Oh, I'm from Minnesota.
I'm from Minnesota, too.
But then you just moved to France?
Welcome to my life.
It's nice meeting you, Ted, but I have to go to work.
Oh, what do you do?
She's Gary Hart's campaign manager.
Oh my God, Dorothy, there it is. The statue.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Oh, I just can't wait to hear that crowd gasp when they lift up the sheet and see me there.
I'd think you'd be used to that by now, Gwen. He won by a landslide.
I'll never understand what Jean doesn't see in the opposite sex, but hey, if that's what makes her happy, that's fine by me.
There's one other thing.
Jean thinks she's in love with Rose.
Rose? Jean has the hots for Rose? One thing I know for sure, I have not lost my hourglass figure.
But it looks like somebody poured about 90 minutes of extra sand in the glass.
You're just jealous of me, Dorothy. You know it, I know it, and Rose knows it, don't you, Rose?
It's neat the way the tape's a different color at this end. I haven't had this much off the spool since I measured the couch for slipcovers.
Dorothy, am I showing too much cleavage?
Yes.
Then I'm ready for him, too.
Ladies, the motorcade is running late. Now, the president won't actually be coming into the house. He'll just be at the door for a photo opportunity. So, Mrs. Devereaux, you might want to cover up.
Esther Weinstock is dead. We grew up together. She was my best friend.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What happened?
She was fighting an oil rig fire in the Gulf of Mexico. She was 88.
Well, it's great that she was able to work right up to the end.
Of all the things you could have inherited from your father, you had to pick this damn gambling disease.
Oh, Ma, will you get off my back? Now, come on, you don't have to worry about me. I had a nice day at the track, and that's that. And Pop did not have a problem.
Dorothy, I spent too many years denying your father's addiction. He was a gambler to his dying day. In fact, his last words were, $10 says I don't need this oxygen tank.
I mean, it was fine while Charlie was alive, but I'll never forget that first wedding after he died. So now you see why I can't go if Miles is going to be out of town. I might end up almost going to bed with the caterer again.
Rose, I want to help, but first you have to tell me what the problem is.
I don't care what that salesgirl said. I look good in that bathing suit. You know, sometimes I wish I did live in Brazil.
Excuse me. One of you ladies dropped this?
Is there any money in it?
Uh-huh.
I dropped it.
Thank you, Blanche. Now, don't forget, I'm going to see you later at the book signing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I can get a copy of your book there.
Well, it just so happens.
Oh, is this it? Vixen, Story of a Woman. Ooh, catchy title.
Would you like me to sign it?
Oh, sure. Oh, imagine an autographed copy. Will this make it harder to exchange?
You're making too much of this.
No, I'm not. Ma, I'm putting my foot down. I don't like this new crowd, so from now on, I want you home at 11.
They're my friends and I like them.
I'm sorry, Ma. This is the way it's going to be as long as you're living with me.
Good morning. Blanche, I'm giving you 30 days notice.
What?
I don't want to live under this roof anymore. I'm moving. Look, Pussycat, I found matching dresses we can order for the evening gown competition.
Ma, those are totally inappropriate.
Don't worry, they come with matching panties. And when we do the cartwheels.
Ma, forget it.
Oh, come on. Mine are going to say hello and yours are going to say America. Where's Blanche?
Oh, she's out on a date with Simon. It's her first time out, so who knows when she'll be home.
Checkout time is usually noon.
You know, Blanche has been without a date for weeks. I know that because all the pictures on my wall are straight.
I must have done it wrong. Maybe I ought to put it on suck.
Oh, hello, ladies.
What'd the doctor say?
Oh, bad news.
Oh, what?
Oh, he told me he was married.
Besides that, Blanche.
Oh, well, he was a little concerned because my pulse was slow and misbehaving. Rose, those pants, not with those shoes.
Ma, can we talk for a minute?
I'm going through the family album. I thought I'd pay your father a visit.
Look, here we all are.
Your Sweet 16 party, right?
Right. Oh, look at that beautiful chiffon dress.
Yeah, your brother Phil always did like to make a splash.
I need the professional care of the most talented hairdresser in Miami, Robert. Oh, he's brilliant. Do you know he was the first one ever to use mousse?
I'd check my facts if I were you, Blanche. Mr. Ingrid of St. Olaf has been using mousse ever since I can remember. Of course, it's his own professional secret which part of the mousse he uses.
After the lecture, Rose. Just like last week. Now, are there any newcomers here tonight?
Oh, right over here.
Rose, no.
Oh, please, stand up and introduce yourself.
I'm Dorothy Zbornak.
I'm Melanie Griffith.
I cannot believe her father could be so mean.
Not half as mean as his dog, Samson. Did I ever tell you what that dog did to my friend Ida Silverman?
No, what?
He ate her. Gobbled her up without a trace, support hose and all.
Ma, Ida's daughter told me she moved to Fort Lauderdale.
The woman's in denial. I saw that dog with Ida's blue scarf in his mouth, and no one has seen her since.
Stan, what are you doing here? What happened with the research and development deal?
Yeah, that was just me trying to get some extra cash to tide me through the holidays.
You mean you were going to cheat us?
Oh, sure, if you want to label everything.
Stan, how could you?
What did you want me to tell you, Dorothy? That I was broke? That I miscalculated the public taste? I thought I was going to go through the roof with my plastic reindeer poop.
In the old days on Christmas Eve, we used to go to midnight mass. Remember, Dorothy?
Sure I do. Oh, Ma. The music and the candles, it was beautiful.
And the mass was in Latin, a fine old Italian language. Now, who knows? Sometimes it's in English, sometimes in Spanish. If you ask me, they should go back to Latin, the language Jesus spoke.
The room has that sense of tradition.
Virginia. Hello, Blanche. Dorothy.
Virginia, so sorry about your father.
Thank you. Nice of you to come.
I was just going to make a pot of tea. Anybody want anything else?
Oh, not me, thank you. I'm too upset to eat. I may never eat again.
Blanche.
Oh, you're right. I should keep up my strength. Dorothy, something with frosting. Oh, everybody get in here. Come and see what I just got.
What is it, Blanche?
My commemorative plate from the Citrus Festival just arrived.
Oh, can I see
No,
it?
no, darling, don't touch it. Oh, nobody must touch it. It is very rare. Only the 5 people on the committee get these each year. Oh, look.
Roger likes everybody else in the office. I don't know why he doesn't like me. I go out of my way to be friendly. You know that happy thought of the day that I write down and give to everyone? He doesn't even like that. But I have a plan.
What is your plan?
His dog died.
That's your plan? Call the neighborhood patrol. If it actually was stolen, one of their cars will probably spot it.
The phone book is missing.
The car's missing, the phone book is missing. If you had a car phone, this would all come together.
Dorothy's born like you might show a little compassion.
Catch me on a day when the story's about me.
Oh, that must be him. How do I look, girls?
Nervous.
Oh, I am nervous. My heart's just pounding away.
Come on, just take a deep breath.
I always take a deep breath before I greet a man. It thrusts my breasts forward.
Yeah, Frank tends to get ear infections from time to time.
Is he going to be all right?
Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. We'll just keep a close watch on him. Give him 4 drops of this right now and then once every 2 hours. You give him plenty of fluids so he doesn't get dehydrated. Yeah, and I'll check back on you tomorrow.
When are we supposed to sleep? Not that I mind. I was born to heal.
Heal, Blanche.
What are you telling me?
I have so many things wrong with me. Arthritis, high blood pressure, angina, just to mention a few.
Who doesn't? You can't get into our canasta game unless you have at least 2 debilitating diseases.
Your table is ready, mesdames.
I don't know. For me, it was better the first time. What do you think?
Whether he's kind, sensitive, caring.
He dipped you, didn't he?
All evening.
Oh, Lord. So long since I've been dipped. I can't even remember which end of a geflufen is up. You're a lucky girl, Dorothy. I hate you.
Oh, this is just crazy talk. I think we've only been seeing each other for 3 months. I've never even thought of what it would be like if I were Mrs. Kenneth Whittingham.
Has a nice ring to it. Go get him, pussycat. Just remember, you and I come as a package.
Oh, I think she means that consumer reporter on Channel 8, Enrique Mas.
That's the guy.
Hey, that's not such a bad idea. He helps a lot of people. Well, I believe he must be the best consumer reporter ever.
I didn't realize you were such a fan.
Oh, my, yes. Enrique Mas is a great champion of the people. Besides, he has all that gorgeous black hair. And those swarthy Latin good looks and the sexy way he rolls his R's, Enrique. Why would you do something like this just to hurt me?
Mama, try to understand. I can't pass a carriage without looking in. I heard my biological clock ticking so loudly it was keeping me up at night. A baby should be doing that.
Well, why don't you wait till you get married?
I don't want to get married.
Well, then at least wait until I'm dead. This is Everman's work. It's all gold. Just open it anywhere and the magic will touch you. But I'm so tired. I must sleep, and I cannot sleep. I am too tired to sleep. I will never sleep again. I may die from this. What am I going to do?
I think you should go on the cruise. Honey, if the situation is right, you'll know it.
But I'm not sure I'm ready.
Oh, honey, I know what you're going through. The bottom line is, if you take a chance in life, sometimes good things happen, sometimes bad things happen. But honey, if you don't take a chance, nothing happens.
I'm going to take a chance.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, I have to look in my closet. I don't even know what to wear with the first night on the ship.
A life jacket and a great big smile.
Ma, look.
Dorothy, you were always my favorite. I want you to know that. Maybe I didn't show it. I'm not an affectionate person. But you are. Don't tell your sister and keep the silver.
Okay, Ma.
You know, I'll probably see your father in heaven. I haven't seen him in 30 years. I wish there was time to get my hair done.
Oh, always mouthing off about how her hair was curlier than mine, her complexion was prettier than mine. I finally said there was good reason for it. She was left by gypsies. Had her completely convinced.
Well, what did she say when you told her the truth?
Oh, I never did. I even tried to help her find her little old gypsy mama. Anyhow, my first was Billy. Oh, I remember it so well, just like it was yesterday. That night under the dogwood trees, the air thick with perfume, and me with Billy. Or Bobby. Yeah, Bobby. Yeah, it was Bobby. Or was it Ben? Oh, who knows? Anyway, it started with a B.
Well, I remember the first time I felt I was getting older. I was visiting my daughter in New York. She had one of those walk-up apartments, 5 flights up. Oh, it got harder and harder each year to climb those stairs. And finally, one year, I couldn't make it without stopping. Oh, it depressed me for weeks.
Oh, my God. Is that what I have to look forward to 15 years from now?
Let your sister win.
I told you, Dorothy, jealousy is a terrible thing. That'll teach Charmaine to be Daddy's favorite.
Girls, there's only one way we're going to solve this problem. We have to find out what Sophia and Angela are mad about, and then force them to sit down and settle it. It's like that old Scandinavian saying, you can let 2 angry mackerel fight it out in a purse, but don't ever plan on carrying that purse to a formal affair.
Well, that's no excuse. Shirley MacLaine died 5 or 6 times, and she's just sweet as pie.
Oh, hi, girls. I'm glad you're still up. We're on our way to the beach for a sunrise breakfast. Why don't you get dressed and join us?
No, thank you, Rose.
Well, okay, suit yourself. I'm just going to grab a few blankets and be on my way.
Rose, come on, sit down. We have to talk.
I can't, Dorothy. I've got 6 people waiting in the van, and they're kind of a rowdy bunch.
Rose, don't you think you're overdoing this?
Overdoing what?
Oh, come on. That's Stryper.
Whatever. You know, volunteer. Oh, Dorothy, I want to go to New York. How come Rose gets to go?
Blanche, whenever I don't feel well, Rose makes me feel okay.
What is she, your best friend?
Rose knows I'm sick.
Well, I know you're sick. God knows you tell me all the time.
Caldomar.
I've never heard of that before, but it's marvelous.
Oh, you just throw together some ground pork and cabbage.
Cabbage she serves me. In 10 minutes, I could be skywriting.
I couldn't find the Christmas cookie cutters, so I used the 4th of July cookie cutters instead.
I wonder where President Bush stands on eating the flag. Wait a minute. What about the present Blanche hid behind the couch?
Oh, my gift for you! I'll get it. Oh, I can't wait to see the look on your face.
Me too.
Believe me, Mrs. Devereaux, if I'd known he was dead, I never would have left Dallas.
Well, now you know. Goodbye.
I know this is painful for you, but there's so much I need to know. What did he do for a living? Was he funny? Did he have any hobbies?
He had at least one.
Oh, good. I would lend you my pass to the jockey's lounge, but you don't want to date a jockey. The sex is over too fast, and afterwards, the only nice thing they have to say to you is, good girl, good girl. Sophia, I've decided to wear this little watch on a chain nestled cunningly in my cleavage. What other accessories do I need?
Implants.
Boy, this is really beginning to chafe.
Were you able to get him to bed?
No.
Rose still in the closet with the camera?
Yes.
Maybe you'll get him tomorrow.
Are you all right, Sophia? Why does everyone keep asking me that? I'm okay. I'm fine. I don't want to talk about it. You know, I saw a lot of this when I worked at the grief center. You're angry about Phil's death, and that's normal. But you shouldn't be angry with Angela.
You know, I think you haven't cried because you haven't accepted his death yet. Threatening me, so I'm fixing a flashlight so I can walk out to my car at night, in case she's planning on surprising me.
Good. Women should always check their cars at night before they get in them.
Blanche, that's a wonderful idea. I was just going to shine it under my chin to make myself look scarier. I am really afraid. I'm going to call the police.
Well, that's a good idea, honey. Better safe than sorry.
Well, it's amazing. Beneath that thin veneer of superficiality, somehow miraculously, there is another, even thinner veneer.
What am I going to do? What on God's green earth am I going to do?
You can stay home tonight. We're going to watch one of those John Bradshaw specials on PBS.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can't get Dorothy's inner child to shut up.
Good luck. I'll call Mel Bushman.
Much of the next day in the shower with a loofah sponge, scrubbing his fingerprints off her body. She sees the portrait and is insulted. It looks nothing like her, and she storms out of his life forever. That peasant girl was me. And that painter was Pablo Picasso.
Let's talk about 1920.
Bad year. Now, 1918...
I said 1920.
Okay, 1920 it is, the year I sailed for America. Ah, America. The land of opportunity where the streets were paved with gold. And a young man named Irving Berlin was writing songs like this. Hit it!
Well, Dorothy, it sounds like you're a little hostile toward the monkey. You want to talk about it?
What's to talk about? I had to ride in the back seat all the way over. Stan said the monkey called shotgun.
Well, Dorothy, I don't think you'd feel this way if you read my book, Monkey Love.
Yo, get yourself out of here, you dumb peck of wood!
Oh, I heard it that time, too. Fates don't fail me now.
You're going to come with us, but you have to be prepared. Now, I'm going to go by the school library and pick up some old yearbooks. We have to know all the basics, like, senior class president, quarterback of the football team, class slut.
Blanche, how do you tell a slut from a yearbook?
How do you tell a slut from a yearbook? You don't have to buy a yearbook dinner. Then it's all right, he can stay?
Well, of course he can, honey.
Oh, that's great. I'll go tell him the good news. Oh, listen, I won't be able to get off work tomorrow. Can somebody else give baby his lunch?
Don't look at me. I'm not going to do it.
Why not?
Because what you two are doing is making me sick. Degrading yourself by living with a filthy animal. And for what? Money. It's humiliating. I don't want any part of it.
What if we cut you in?
What time does he eat?
I don't know what to say.
I hope you'll say yes. Ted, I think there's something you should know about Dorothy. She snores like a freight train.
Who cares? She's still a great gal.
Hey, Guy, you're a wealthy doctor. You could have gorgeous women crawling at your feet. Why waste your time with Dorothy?
Stan, I think you're a little out of line.
I'm not knocking Dorothy.
What would you call this, a testimonial?
I'm going to let that golden opportunity pass right by.
Hello.
Dorothy, I got our costume for the masquerade ball at the counseling center.
Oh, no, is it time for that again?
Oh, it's the biggest social event of the season.
Dorothy, it'll be fun.
It will not be fun. Ooh, there is no fun in my life. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut, going through the motions with no joy or pleasure or excitement?
Sure, that was my sex life with your father.
So could I.
See ya.
Oh, what did I ever see in that man?
Don't blame yourself. You were young, you were carefree. You were just one of those girls who marries the first guy who knocks her up.
Gee, this is really cool.
Hello? I'm Dorothy Zbornak. I have an appointment about the vice principal's job. Yes, unfortunately, my car broke down and I'm stuck here at the auto mechanics. Is there any way that Mr. Pratt could see me later this afternoon? He could. 4:45 would be perfect. Thanks so much. I'll see you then. $20 to win on Ma's Mouth. It was just nice to know that I could still pick a winner.
This from a woman who's got a Dukakis bumper sticker covering up her Mondale bumper sticker?
Look, Ma, I admit that once I did have a small gambling problem.
A small problem? You bet against your own son's Little League team.
Ma, I had to. I knew that their star pitcher had after-school detention.
You were his teacher. You gave him detention.
Can you believe it? She's been dancing with him for the last half hour.
Don't let it get to you, pussycat.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
All your whining is lousing up the happiest day of my life.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I couldn't help noticing. How do you make your eyes twirl around like that?
It's not hard. I just try to think of two things at once.
Go on with your story, darling. I care deeply.
Well, after the wedding, Charlie and I had the most exciting, passionate night of our lives. After that, whenever we'd go to a wedding, we'd end up going home and putting on the cast album of Song of Norway and going crazy on each other.
What are you saying, Rose? Weddings get you hot?
Yes.
I put a curse on him. A curse? Nothing fancy. I remember I said, Giuseppe Mangiacavallo, from this day forward, may you and all your future generations never know true love. May you be sterile and may all your offspring be sterile. May your hair never lie flat. And may your socks always slip down inside your shoes.
Blanche, don't you think you should talk to her? She's still your sister.
No. My sister has turned into a deceitful old woman whose only pleasure is in hurting people. No offense, Sophia.
None taken, slut.
And you remember that time Big Daddy caught us skinny dipping with those boys?
And you told him it was our Bible study group just practicing baptizing.
It would have worked, too, if you hadn't come up screaming, "Hey, y'all, things look bigger underwater."
What can I tell you? A couple of egg creams, the bright fluorescent lights, and a retired jeweler named Shlomo all conspired to make a night of enchantment.
Not for me. I can't tell you some of the horrible thoughts I had about what might have happened to you, although none as horrible as what you just described.
Believe me, Mrs. Devereaux, if I'd known he was dead, I never would have left Dallas.
Well, now you know. Goodbye.
I know this is painful for you, but there's so much I need to know. What did he do for a living? Was he funny? Did he have any hobbies?
He had at least one.
He lost his nerve at the door.
Look, if you are right, I think you're taking this too lightly. Sure, he may be infatuated with you, but he also might be some kind of nut.
Oh, I tell you, the boy's in love. Rose, what do you think?
A sex-crazed psycho with a granny complex.
How do I look?
They won't be able to take their eyes off.
Over there, send the word over there, that the Yanks are coming, the drums coming everywhere,
Nice pants, Rose.
They're called vacuum slacks. It's supposed to inhale all the fat from your body. Watch.
Hi, Ma. What you doing?
Thinking
About what?
about wind, water, rocks, man's place, and the delicate balance of nature's harmony. Where we're going, where the road ends.
Gee, Ma, I never knew you were so philosophical.
I'm not. It's those damn Infinity commercials that are driving me crazy.
It's not just a matter of small things anymore. I can't believe she forgot this dinner. I mean, every year since my father died, I've been taking her out to dinner on her wedding anniversary because she's lonely.
Maybe you better talk to her doctor about this.
You're right, Blanche. I guess I've just been hoping that things would improve by themselves. You know, I never thought Ma would lose her memory. Of course, I never thought Alan Alda would get on my nerves.
You're special too. And you know why? Because you're you. And there is nobody else like you in the whole world. Do you understand that?
Only an idiot wouldn't understand that.
Mary Ellen, I'm completely lost. Could you run that by me again?
I guess I gotta get a job and a place to stay.
Oh, Mary, look, you have too many things to figure out. Why don't you stay here with us until we can all decide what to do?
Absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yes, we'll take care of you.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you.
Now, you come into the kitchen with me, honey. I'll get you some pickles and ice cream. Gee, I'm not sure about this. I mean, when you think about Christmas, don't you think about giving gifts?
Yes, but that's not the first thing. You know, when I think of Christmas in New York. The decorations in Macy's window, the show at Radio City, skaters on the ice at Mitsubishi Center.
And this is the living room.
Oh, Blanche, it's a lovely home. I better go check and see if the water for our tea is boiling
Oh,
yet.
Dorothy, there's so many memories connected to this room. We used to have our big family reunions in here. Generations of Hollingsworth would gather around Big Daddy with his bourbon and branch, and while he sat there in front of a roaring fire, regaling everybody with stories of the old South, I'd sneak away up to my room and make out with Cousin Abernathy.
Hi. What a day.
Oh, you too?
You know Roger Barton, the man who works in the cubicle next to me? He doesn't like me. Everybody's always liked me.
Honey, maybe your chemistry's just off. Everybody doesn't have to like you.
Oh, yes, they do. Dorothy, you're the smart one, and Blanche, you're the sexy one, and Sophia, you're the old one, and...
Oh, I just don't believe I'm about to see Jamie again. Last time I saw him was at George's funeral. Of course, I didn't look all that good. Red is such a bad color on me.
You wore red to George's funeral?
George liked red. I thought I looked terrible, but the pictures came out fine.
Martha, you look terrific. Are those new knee-highs?
It's a new attitude. Eat, drink, and be merry.
Hey, Jacques. Give me a hand and watch where you put it.
Oh, maybe I'm crazy to be so attracted by someone I hardly know, but I can't help it. Oh, I've been dying for him to ask me out. But we never really talk. We just dance.
Well, what do you know about him?
Nothing. Except he's a wonderful dancer.
Oh, well, what's that? All that proves is he has rhythm.
Very important.
Dorothy! My God, Dorothy, he's going to pop the question.
Oh, I don't know that.
Of course you do. What else could it be? Oh, honey, congratulations.
You're more excited than I am.
Well, why not, Dorothy? Just think of it. Life with a successful attorney. The summer homes, the glamorous social circles, those impulsive little trips to Europe with rascally Romans pinching your bottom.
Anyway, after he was fired, he worked for an iron company. He sold other things, but horseshoes were his specialty. He had a sense of humor about it. We couldn't pass a horse without Charlie saying, "Can I show you something in an Oxford?" Ah, and then he'd laugh, and I'd laugh. Sometimes even the horse would laugh.
With them or at them?
Ma.
Oh, Mama, I can't stay because we're telling each other everything, right?
Everything. No more secrets.
Oh, good.
Mama, I'm getting impregnated on Monday. I've decided the best thing for me is to go to a sperm bank and get artificially inseminated.
What day is this? I've been up for 72 hours. I had a breakthrough. I discovered a new form of writing. I will go down in history. First I wrote all day, then I tore it all up, and then that night it came to me, and the words poured forth like liquid from a stream. It was almost a mystical experience. Somebody else was writing this. Who?
Who invited the priest? You know I can't cut loose with a priest around.
Sophia, he happens to be a very nice man.
He gives me the creeps. He's been following me. They always follow the old people. It's like parking tickets. They got a last rights quota.
Sophia, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Buzz off, Padre.
I think I'll pass on the nightcap, Blanche.
Go on home, you old fool. What happened? He shot my vase.
Thank God, I hated that thing.
What are you doing shooting? Are you crazy?
I heard a noise. I thought it was the robbers.
I managed to live 81 years. I survived pneumonia, 2 operations, a stroke. One night I'll belch and stable Mabel here will blow my head off.
Have to tell her.
Oh, yes, you do. You cannot let the police tell her. Oh, the night George died, my telephone rang and a highway patrolman said, "Pardon me, ma'am, do you have a yellow convertible and a husband named George?" I said, "Yes, of course, good grief, what's happened?" And he said, "Hold on, ma'am. Put me on hold with that music while you wait." I sat there at 2 in the morning listening to Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Degree, and if I don't get my degree, the museum won't even consider me for that promotion.
Oh, I guess there's no bright side.
Honey, calm down. You're going to pass the course. It simply means that you're going to have to buckle down and study a little harder.
At least you're doing well on your other 2 courses.
But those are art courses. They come easier to me. I've always had a great appreciation for the arts and artists.
And carpenters and mechanics and delivery.
Mama in my heart. But the important thing is for you to be happy, Daddy.
I wish you all the best.
Oh, I hope you two will just be so happy together.
I am going to throw you and the widow Spencer the best wedding you ever saw.
No, we don't want any fuss. We're planning on getting married in the Bahamas.
No, I will not hear of it. Hollingsworth has to get married in style.
Oh, I don't want to impose.
No, we'd love to have the wedding here.
And Dorothy and I'll even write a song to commemorate the occasion.
No, we won't, Rose.
Forgive me.
Forgive you. Forgive you. I'm sitting at home with 2 screaming kids praying that you'll sell enough chain link to put food on the table, and you're off planting your flag on Mount Olympus.
Dorothy, make it sound so cheap. Please, tell me you understand. I need to know that you forgive me before I let them cut open my heart.
They may have to stand in line.
Dorothy, please.
Oh, all right, all right. You're off the hook, Stanley.
Right. Rose works in a place where they help people with mental problems.
That's right, Ma.
Anybody know how to get in touch with Morley Safer?
I wonder who that could be.
Maybe it's the Count's clarinet player, Henny Goodman.
Angela!
No, Sophia Loren. I stopped using oil of Olay.
Angela!
Sophia!
Hello there! Oh, all right. I forgive you, but forget the picnic. I'll get us that blanket.
He's a wonderful man.
Oh, I know. Oh, why can't I ever attract men like that?
You can, Dorothy.
Oh, Ma, you really think so?
Of course not, but you think I'm going to tell you that? I'm your mother.
Tight end on the football team, heart attack, dead.
Well, Dorothy, don't think of it as Frank being dead. Just think of it as God telling Frank to go deep.
David Brittingham?
What happened to him?
God told David to drive into a wall at 80 miles an hour.
Oh, girls, you're just in time. Where's Blanche?
Oh, she said to save her a seat. She saw a man smiling at her out in the hall.
Every
Everybody's smiling here. I haven't seen so many goofy smiles since the great denture swap at Shady Pines.
And I was wrong. I have no right to tell you how to run your life or who your friends should be. I mean, you're obviously doing something right. You've made it to 83. I guess it's just me trying to hold on to you.
No, you were right, Dorothy. I was with the wrong crowd. By the way, if anyone asks, I was here last night.
Hi, girls. This is not what it looks like.
What they do is their business, but if I ever see your hand on Rose's behind, it'll kill me.
Be brazen, be brutal. Now, what are you going to say?
I'm not sure.
Rose, if you're going to be my lump of clay, you got to be a little bit smarter. When he asks you if you'll see another man, just tweak his nose and say, my, sir, I do believe you're jealous.
You tried something crooked and you got caught. Now you're going to have to scrimp and cut corners and find some way to pay for it.
I already have. The rent increase is going into effect tomorrow. All except Sophia.
Why not her?
The rent increase was her idea.
So I'm the one musketeer. I'll make new friends.
I can't accept jewelry. I mean, I'll call you soon. I'll call you Rose soon. And the phone will ring.
Oh, he really understands me.
You now have enough clues to solve these murders. Who did it? How? And why?
The butler did it.
I'm a maitre d'.
Thank you. The maitre d' did it.
Philip did it. Gloria did it.
It was Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick. Oh, she says the butler did it and I'm the idiot?
I love you, Ma. Ah, this is great. But I want you to understand this is just the first step.
Doctor, you are a genius. I feel great. Let's go to dinner and celebrate. How does Chinese food sound?
I love Chinese food.
Oh, why not? A celebratory dinner to bury the hatchet.
Who invited you?
Don't wait up. I'm a terrible mother.
You're a wonderful mother.
No, I really upset my Dorothy. She's at a very difficult age. Just out of menopause, but the sex drive isn't totally dead yet.
That is an awkward time.
And Gloria, she's my baby. She hasn't even lost any of her adult teeth yet.
I'd kill for a piece of corn that wasn't creamed.
You know, Sophia, we shouldn't be doing this. Sarah's going to be here any minute.
Look, Marvin, I know you two are very close, but frankly, she's starting to get on my nerves.
Sophia, you mustn't speak about Sarah like that.
Oh, wake up, Marvin. The woman is a control freak. It's time you got rid of her.
No, don't say that.
She has no right to run your life. She's only your sister.
She's not my sister. She's my wife.
Dorothy!
I sit in this seat every day. You got no right sitting in my seat.
Relax. I'm moving.
You're always doing this kind of thing. You're never thinking about anybody but yourself.
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. I didn't take the wrong bus. That dumbass driver went the wrong way, a different way, and you know it.
What the hell's the matter with you? Alvin! Alvin!
This one. This is little Rose right here.
I will inform the press we are about to begin.
This is so embarrassing.
Don't you worry about it. Now, look, we'll just let Linda read your letter. Nobody will be the wiser. Come on, Linda.
Is it all right, Mrs. Myron?
Gee, I don't know. I guess so.
Good. I was afraid I wouldn't get my moonbeam badge because you said a sunshine cadet never lies.
How did you ever find Rose after all this time?
I got Rose's address from Charlie's Army pension records. And I realized a lifetime had passed, and I never laid eyes on my old chum's favorite girl. So I made myself a promise. If I was ever in the area, I'd pay my respects.
Buddy, would you like to stay for dinner? I'm making sweet and sour smelt kebabs.
Smelt kebabs? Oh, darn. I had them for lunch.
We're going to go on national television in clothes we slept in all night.
We'll look like hell. We'll be exhausted. We won't be able to answer any questions.
Oh, would you stop complaining? We've got it easy. Back in Sicily, I was on a game show. It was torture.
What was it called, Sophia?
I just told you, torture. Mussolini asked the questions, and you better have the right answers.
And George said, Blanche, why don't you look behind that tree? So I did, and there was a basket with candles and wine and 2 long stem glasses and a big blanket. We had a perfect evening.
Oh, that is beautiful.
But isn't it a shame you didn't look behind the tree the first time? You could have had 2.
Dorothy, am I showing too much cleavage?
Yes.
Then I'm ready for him, too.
Ladies, the motorcade is running late. Now, the president won't actually be coming into the house. He'll just be at the door for a photo opportunity. So, Mrs. Devereaux, you might want to cover up.
I'm glad you asked. Inside this box is my best novelty yet. Not to mention the perfect tie-in to the president's visit. Ladies, the George Bush point of light on a stick.
You know, Dorothy, every now and then it dawns on me you had children with this man.
The horse who, because of a printing error on the ballot slips, was elected water commissioner for 6 months.
Hi.
Hi. Did you have fun at the track?
You went to the track?
Oh, we had a wonderful day. And thanks to Dorothy's expert tips, I made enough money to buy more art supplies.
Dorothy, I want to see you in the kitchen.
I'm sorry, Mom. A little busy.
Fine. I'll eat a bowl of chili and we'll talk later in your bedroom.
Care to dance?
Love to.
Can you believe that?
Was that worth waiting 70 years for or what? I love it. The Mangiacavallo curse is finally kicking in. Vengeance is mine. Do you think they'll let us take home the centerpieces?
Now, what's this all about?
Well, it started 40 years ago.
Oh, my God.
At my wedding in St. Olave's Great Shepherd Church. Oh, it was beautiful. Especially when all those balloons dropped from the ceiling.
You had balloons in the church?
Well, it's not as if we filled them with air. We learned our lesson. I mean, you put air in them and the St. Olaf Boys Choir used them to make those disgusting noises. The pigeon drop.
But he just seems so honest.
Well, that's why it's called a confidence game. I mean, he has to win your confidence or you wouldn't put up the money.
It wasn't his idea. The nun suggested it.
She was part of the team. They always work in pairs.
I don't know what the church is coming to. I thought it stopped with bingo. Hey, Dorothy, Blanche is taking me to the mall. You want to come?
I don't think so.
Oh, honey, come on. You're not teaching today. It'll be fun.
No, I think I'd just rather sit here and read. Hello? Oh, hi. Yes, I heard you called. What a pleasant surprise. I'm pretty sure I can make it. Just let me check my book.
To twist facts so that beautiful, sacred love became so much tawdry trash, I earned that A in history. For the first time in my life, I'm ashamed to be a Hollingsworth. Vixen, Story of a Woman, is nothing but a vulgar collection of perverse sexual acts that are sheer and utter filth.
Blanche, would it be all right if she stayed with us?
A novel? How did my sister publish a novel?
I think it's all right with Blanche if you stay here. You can have my room. I'll sleep with Ma.
Oh, good. At least now when I wake up in the middle of the night screaming, I'll have a reason.
You went to my mother's room in the middle of the night?
Many, many times. 2 or 3 times a week. And she was always so kind and comforting.
I don't understand. Every time I'd knock on her door late at night, she'd say, "Not now, I'm watching Bob Costas."
Sophia doesn't have a TV in her room.
I know. I waited up for you until 2 in the morning, and you still weren't home.
Oh, yeah, Gertie and I and some of the girls went to Wolfie's to pick up guys.
I called Wolfie's at 11. You weren't there.
Guess who got lucky?
Oh, God. I don't like this new crowd that you're hanging out with. Now, why are you with these people?
They're the in crowd. Look, the Senior Citizen Center is divided into 3 cliques. The hip group, the not-so-hip group, and the broken hip group. Which group would you want to be in?
Oh, Ma, when I was a kid, you always told me it wasn't important to be a member of a popular clique. You always said just be yourself.
Sure, that was because no one liked you.
Dorothy, Rose, the oddest thing just happened to me at the market. I saw that same young man who was here the other day looking for George. What was his name? David something or other?
What's so odd about that? He was shopping.
Oh, he wasn't shopping, Dorothy. He was undressing me with his eyes.
Honey, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Well, anyway, all the same, I better get busy writing down my activities. And I better call Simon and cancel our date for tonight. You know, I'm really starting to care about him, and I wouldn't want him worrying about my recording his performance. You know how fragile men's egos are. One little thing like screaming out the wrong name, and they go all to pieces.
Well, weren't you listening? Sophia came in and asked Dorothy to drive her to the mall for a blood pressure test, and then Dorothy told Sophia that they had a date to go out to dinner Friday night, and then Sophia said that she and
the newspaper.
Oh.
No, the Metro section.
That she and the girls... Oh, girls, you're just in time. Where's Blanche?
Oh, she said to save her a seat. She saw a man smiling at her out in the hall.
Everybody's smiling here. I haven't seen so many goofy smiles since the great denture swap at Shady Pines. I thought only pregnant teenagers had that expression until I saw Dan Quayle on TV.
Well, I can't believe it. It was only yesterday you were selling us cookies.
Now she's giving them away.
Rose, I have to tell you about Christmas. It is too hot to shop. The stores are mobbed, and there are only 2 days left. So we've decided to draw names out of a hat. And that way each of us only has to buy 1 gift.
But Dorothy, I love shopping, and I love giving gifts. And besides, if we draw names out of a hat, whose names are they going to be anyway? Blanche, you can't do that.
Why not? Big Daddy isn't dead. I think Virginia's just playing a little practical joke.
What kind of a person plays a joke like that? If you want to play a joke, you ring somebody's doorbell and run away. But you shorten the leg on somebody's walker so it wobbles. Or you arrange for somebody to go on a long car trip with Rose. Okay, it's time for dinner.
Dorothy, tell me something else that's on your list. An entertainer.
Entertaining people, getting my master's, and I wanted to sleep with Michael Del Vecchio.
Wait a minute, Michael Del Vecchio? Is he tall with black hair, has a mole on his cheek, sells insurance in New York City?
Yes.
You didn't miss much.
In my village in Sicily, we had a custom. If your mother-in-law died, you were forced to wear a hair shirt, eat dirt, and pound your head on a rock. Anything to keep you from laughing. How do you know I'm not a mademoiselle?
Because what man in his right mind would leave you to languish on the vine?
If this was Sicily, you wouldn't have any lips left. Take me to my friend Martha Lamont's table and try not to fall in love.
Miss Lamont is waiting for you at the bar.
Oh, good. With luck, she found somebody who'll pay for dinner.
Listen, Rose, I'm having a little get-together over at my place tomorrow night. Someone I work with is retiring, and I was hoping you'd come.
Oh, well, I'd love it.
Around 8, then? Oh, good. Well, good night, ladies.
Nice meeting you,
Come back and
Miles.
see us sometime.
Good night, Rose.
As they say in St. Olaf, Helderbargenbark is nothing.
I was hoping more for a fundraiser cocktail party with Chinese lanterns and Hispanic waiters in tight black pants. And we hire a band to play fish songs in pirate suits with muscles bulging. Your husband sold horseshoes? I thought he sold insurance.
Oh, he sold insurance for a while, but Charlie wasn't very good at it. As soon as people said no, he'd give up. Well, insurance salesmen have to keep going till they get a yes. They have to keep talking and talking and talking, even if people aren't listening.
He should have taken you with him.
Oh, you know, I think this is the best visit we've ever had.
I think it's because you've realized I'm a grown woman.
Well, I never thought the day would come, but we are finally the same age.
Your heart's in the right place, Rose, but I don't know where the hell your brain is.
Morning.
Oh, Dorothy, you look terrific. Where are you going?
Oh, to see that specialist that Harry recommended.
Wipe off your makeup.
What?
You look too healthy. Maybe that's why they don't believe you. You don't look sick.